Hello everyone, Death Stimulator here, bringing you some more Naval Action. We've got a interesting matchup today. A Victory, a Constitution and a Privateer going up against a Victory and two Surprises. So there's our Privateer off in the distance. And we've got to take our time eyeing up the other ships. I'm going to follow the lead of our Victory. Ideally we'll get on the tail of the opposing ships and yeah, take down the Surprise first. Sounds pretty good, to be honest. I'm gonna get my double shot up because that's what I always do, and chain on the front. Now I'm fairly confident that if we can take out the Surprises, we should stand a decent chance against the Victory. Naturally, we don't just ignore the Victory, but a decent bit of damage reduction to their team by removing the Surprises means that we'll be in a much better shape. Just letting them know that I am very happy to follow that plan. Ultimately, I think things are probably in our favour. Surprises are decent ships, but Constitution's also very strong, so it could go either way. Not entirely sure Constitution is literally worth two Surprises, but I think with the balance of ships that we've got, things could go very well. And no reason to discard the Privateer at all. It doesn't have a ton of damage behind it, but that damage could tip the balance, tip the scales as it were. A little bit of extra damage in grape shot, or even taking out a rudder or two. Well, yes, I'd quite like to use them as a shield, but unfortunately they're a little bit far ahead. Forest first, okay. Seems fairly reasonable. I'm guessing that that's the further one. I'm just looking at the angle that their Victory is cutting across. I really don't want to get caught out by it. Alright, so we're going to do a sharp cut here and try to put our Victory between ourselves and their Victory. Oh, looks like he's actually decided to fire off against our ally there. He's come off slightly better. That'll happen though. Right, coming past the Surprises now. We're not going to be able to get too close to Forest. So we'll fire off a volley here against, now look at that. Not 100% sure what that was about. Looks like I fired a second volley off after my first. Oh well, very strange indeed. Oh, way too high. Decent volley from the Victories. Absolutely devastated for us there. Good stuff. Focus on getting Forest in range and add some damage to them. Looks like I was aiming a little bit too low on forest. Fortunately, we're getting right in here, so everything is going swimmingly. Nice bit of damage to their sails. We should have our guns reloaded by the time we pass them, at least if we drop down to battle sail. Get a decent raking shot off here. Leaving our victory to fight their victory. I really should come back round and lend aid as soon as I can. Just going to try and keep level for the moment till I can get my reload off, and then I'll turn to port and get back in and help out. Well, it looks like both surprises have come over to focus me, which is quite nice. Better me than the victory. Just have to be careful not to get overrun. Fair whack of damage to now look at that. Put some distance between the two of them. They're both riding fairly low in the water. Might take them a little bit of time to recover. We can take the opportunity to get in here and get a volley off against Caracho. A little bit low on those chain, but that's alright. Get a nice raking shot on Caracho's stern here. Honestly, cannot say that I'm thrilled about how that went, but I'd rather them use up a whole volley on me than on my victory. It may not have been a whole volley actually, but at least it was part of one. And it certainly had an impact on their day, that's for sure. Darn. Did not guess right at which end of my ship that shot was going to be coming from. Thought it was going to come from the front end. Bit of damage to my starboard side, but that's a-okay. Oh, okay. Did not think I was going to miss by that much. Fortunately, we seem to be out of range of the enemy's victory, which is a close thing. One that I can say I'm certainly not too disappointed about. Though we are going to have to work a way to get back in there. Alright, well, we're going to keep on this angle for the moment. I guess just try and do a full turn. We're so far removed from the combat, though, that it's really all we can do to try and get back in there is just let them catch up to us. Oh, that was a nasty hit. Looks like now look at that might actually edge into our range, which would be phenomenal. Should actually have my crew on repairs at this point, or at least on survival. Most of the damage went to the front of the ship, so not too bad. Right, gonna attempt to do a full turn here. And get on the trail of Caracho. Our victory is taking an absolute pounding. And just keep getting hit in their rear section. May have switched my sails around a little bit prematurely. Gonna pop another repair too. Luckily avoided most of the shots there, which is great. Bit of a wind change. Only thing I can really think of anyway is it now seems impossible for me to get there, and I had thought that was going to be alright. Probably just wasn't paying attention. See if we can actually reach their victory. I'd say yes. It was potentially a little too conservative there with my shots, but at least we inflicted a bit of damage. I'm going to sacrifice a bit of speed to get a turn out here. And get some shots off against Forrest Gump. Should hopefully be enough to finish them off. If we're lucky, we may have disabled their rudder there. If we were lucky. Probably should have checked that. Get a cron survival again. Get more gunnery because I really want to get a nice shot on the stern of the victory here. Shoot. Well, there goes our victory. Yes, sadly I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to get out of the way in time. Oh. Sailing. Crew on sailing, please. Thank you. I'm going to wait until I cop the last broadside and then hope my repairs will fix me up. All we've really got to do is deal with now. Look at that. Yes. Oh no. Oh, we did make it. Excellent. Gonna pop that last repair. And now we're just gonna come up and finish off. Now look at that. Close match. Gonna have to try and keep my momentum though, because I don't want them to get another broadside off. I think they might have maybe one more in them. Look at the side of my ship. All those holes. The privateer's getting in our way a little bit. I was hoping to just go ahead, but they cut across in front of me. Today is not a day that I really want to run over our allies. As much as it is my hobby in some of my other games. And we're very much just going to eat this. And looks like we might end up running into them in either case. Oh, they end up running into me. Oh no, they just missed me. Just trying to get behind. Now look at that here. That should do it. Unless they happen to have another repair up their sleeve. I'm just going to move out of their range. If I have to come back in, I'll come back in. But I don't really want to risk them sinking me at this point. Oh no, they're still able to get a hit on me. Yeah, good job everyone. It was a bit of a rough matchup. But they made it a very close game, despite all that. As usual, it has been Death Stimulator. If you did enjoy the video, do let us know, and please consider liking, commenting, favouriting, or subscribing, as your support does mean the world to me. And I'll see you all next time.